This video is on solar eclipses, the amazing and beautiful natural phenomena that happens not too often around our planet. And I'm looking at how these form, what's included or how it works, and why these are so special to witness. This is the Earth Science Classroom. So in layman's terms, a solar eclipse is when the moon passes between the sun and the earth and temporarily, for a short, blocks the sun's radiation, the energy, from reaching a certain point on the earth's surface, which appears dark, black like nighttime, and for that short time the moon is going to block the sunlight in various stages and totalities or levels of totality, and that area on the Earth's surface is going to experience this solar eclipse, this shadow, these two shadows that are cast due to the blocking of the sun's radiation by the moon. So the moon is around 238,000 miles from Earth, which is relatively close. It is our natural satellite, the moon, and it orbits around our planet, caught in our gravity. Now, the sun does spin in place but is stationary, and the Earth obviously revolves around the sun. And also the Earth has a tilt, an axial tilt of currently 23.5. It does change over time, but currently is at that tilt. And this tilt, plus the revolution around the sun, creates our seasons, our fall, winter, spring, and summer. And also the tilt of the moon. The moon does not orbit around the Earth along the equatorial plane where the gravity is the maximum, like other planets do around the sun. The moon has a 5-degree tilt, so slightly on axial tilt inclination as it revolves around the Earth. Now, the speed of the moon also is important. It takes about 27.3 days to orbit the Earth, and that creates, with the spin of the Earth rotation on the axis, to create Earth's night and day, which areas are lit by the sun's radiation and which are not, and hidden, which is nighttime. This creates a situation whereby the solar eclipses are rare. Now, NASA averages out about 2 to 3 solar eclipses on our planet every year, which seems a lot. However, the Earth is not all land. It is 70% ocean or water and about 30% land. And also that land is not evenly populated by humans to witness and experience these amazing solar eclipses. What happens is some of the eclipses occur on the planet on land where there aren't that many people. Sometimes you get an eclipse happening in Antarctica or northern Canada or Greenland, where there are very few, if not zero, humans to witness it. But occasionally you do get an eclipse going through a populated area of the world, perhaps a country like the United States or Europe or Western Africa or Southeast Asia, where you have China and India with very large populations, and these people get to experience this amazing natural phenomena. Now, the moon casts two shadows on the Earth as it moves across the Earth's surface, creating this shadow, this darkness, temporarily. And this happens only during the day. Obviously, it's a solar eclipse. Now, a lunar eclipse is where the moon is hidden by the Earth as it revolves around. So at nighttime, you'll see a full moon. That's a lunar eclipse. In terms of during the day, and the moon goes between the sun and the Earth, that's a solar eclipse. Now, these two shadows, one is called the umbra and one is called the penumbra. Now, the umbra is the smallest shadow directly behind the moon, and it casts the darkest shadow. And on the side of the umbra, you have the penumbra, which is the partial shadow created on the outside of the darkest shadow, and you get a percentage of an eclipse in this area or region as the solar eclipse passes over you. So if you're lucky enough to experience the umbra, the darkest shadow cast, that is called the path of totality, and that's where you want to be to really experience the full solar eclipse. It's great if you're in a partial area to really experience some of it, but the path of totality is where you really want to be. A solar eclipse is a beautiful and naturally occurring phenomena based on the orbits and timing of the Earth, Moon, and Sun and the radiation, and also experienced it during the daytime in the area of the Earth that is facing the Sun. Now, this is a rare phenomena because of the movement and rotation revolution of the Earth, the tilt of the Earth, and where you are on the Earth, linking up and coordinating with the moon's orbit to create the two shadows. So every 2 to 3 years on average, but for example, like in America, the next solar eclipse is in 2024. The following one, which is going to cover a different part of the country than the one in 2024, will happen in 2044. So it's 20 years difference. And this can differ or be the same for other parts of the world. Now, there are different types of solar eclipses. They range in rarity and how often they occur. The more common is the annular solar eclipse, which is where the moon passes between the sun and the earth, but you get the outside of the moon still lit up with the outside, or the part of the sun, which is the corona, which is the atmosphere of the sun, which you can see clearly or more clearly when you have that annular solar eclipse. We still have that part of the sun on the outside illuminating the outside of the moon. Then you have the total solar eclipse, which is where you don't get that corona from the sun and the moon completely covers the sun and it goes completely black. That's the total solar eclipse. Then you have the extremely rare hybrid eclipse, where you have it beginning as an annular and then turns into a total solar eclipse in sequence, which is very, very rare. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please subscribe and maybe hit the like button. If you like more on this content, please check out my channel, which has all these videos on Earth science.